bit of touch up right quick, so just don't mind me. I debated doing starting soon, but honestly, we don't need it today. We're literally just pushing 2 buttons and then making sure they actually send. Okay, we're good. Let's go. So, some of you may remember that the last time we were playing this Dragon is Dead game here, we had picked up the Berserker. I've played with him a little bit off camera, which is why he's got a handful more legendary items and he's got some better gear on him. I don't remember if we picked up the Bloodlust in the test run. I feel like we did, but this one gives you madness when you make things bleed, which is great. Though, for what I'm about to do, I think this one might be better, because it'll make my core skills make things bleed. I also just picked up this today. Increase your damaged enemies by your critical hit chance, which sounds crazy. The thing is, we'll lose 12 strength, but I'm willing to give it a shot, especially with what I'm planning to do. Because I do actually have a plan for this setup. Is I did a test run right before we were starting up here, and I might have broke something slightly. I might have broke the game a little. So I kind of want to see if I can do it again. As if it's repeatable, I may actually like make a note to the devs like, hey, this is kind of broken. You might want to look at this. Like, you don't have to fix it. In fact, I would actually, to a certain degree, be happier if they don't fix it. But it's only fair play to let them know that it exists. Oh wait, doesn't she sell accessories and things? Yeah. Because we do still need another ring. That attack speed might be nice. What's my current blue ring do? If I can ever get my thing over there. Mostly exactly what this ring's about to do, just this ring does it better. So yes. I should also get rid of the extra crap we're carrying. Oh, and for those who haven't seen the inside of the stash, there's a few legendary items sitting in there. Oh yeah, I picked up these 2 armor pieces off camera as well. The Red Dragon scale armor, which seems really nice, but I'm not super jazzed about the effects it rolled, is the main reason why it's not getting used. Getting up to basically 40% extra armor if you've taken a lot of hits does sound like fun. And this one's also quite nice, but a very similar effect, really. Every time you attack or take damage, you raise your physical or magical attack, depending on whichever is higher, for 6 seconds, stacking the same way. So if you're doing like a fast attack setup, this would probably be disgustingly effective for you. I'm gonna put it away for now, just in case I decide I want to keep that one. And in case I change my mind partway through this build, I will be keeping the Bloodlust on hand. I still haven't done anything with Hanks or the smith that's in the Void. Because I just have not that committed to anything I've been using. Because ordinarily, logic would denote, well, save your bonuses for your legendaries, but we get so many legendaries in this game that I'm like, that's not really a bar to make things interesting off of. Now, this setup's going to be kind of contrary to a certain degree to how I normally do things, and that's what's going to make this interesting. With the extra layer of I actually have a plan in mind for how I'm going to set this up. Which I know everybody's going to look at me and go, what have you done with Drag? What is this planning you speak of? What is this knowing what your build's going to be? You crazy talk. But Cornerstone, to a certain degree, is going to be Heavy Blow. And you'll notice we have a skill bonus for it because of Ruan's will giving us a bonus point to everything. Which is already very silly in and of itself. But you'll notice already that as soon as I'm hitting enemies, they're getting stunned. The stun is not actually part of the later plan, but it'll be handy early on to keep us from getting ourselves killed. Full gem. Skill point, yes please. So what I can do with that is immediately grab this. Heavy blow has a chance to deal extra damage on a stunned enemy. So basically, more often than not, my second swing of heavy blow is going to do more damage than the first one. And these are both pretty fun as well. Boosted crit chance every time you hit with heavy blow for 2 seconds. And if you get a critical hit, you get enraged, which makes you faster and hit harder. Both of which are really handy. Can't have both, but either one would be good. But let me put it to y'all this way. The build I was just doing, which I'm rebuilding right now, I was almost past where we stopped before, where we had died, and I could not die. Like, I was shredding through things harder than in our most successful build before. It was disgusting. I'm gonna grab us some Blood Axe, because Blood Axe is good stuff. You may have guessed what the setup here is to a degree already. It's all about that burst damage. We're just gonna fling an attack in, and that's it. You just go one big wham and move on. None of this rapid attacks like we were working with before for this guy. We just hit once and hit insanely hard. This is a perfect item for me, but so is this. This one doesn't much matter. So do I want the extra bleeding damage is the question. His hemophilia will be very useful. Beast is good, but we get Beast from this as well. And this would give us Forlorn Hope, which would actually be kind of crazy with the setup I have in mind. Because the one flaw it has is the plan is slow. So having that 25% compensating might not be the worst idea, and the 10% experience early on is kind of nice. So we'll have this Berserker read a book while he charges off into a glorious battle. Totally not contrary to type or anything. Grab some keys. The extra physical damage on that would be nice. How much does my current set of gloves do? 10% physical and some cold. Not worth spending 300 for 4% physical damage. I'm not that interested. If this was a physical damage, it's flat ring, I would take this in a heartbeat. Grab us some armor food for now. If I take either of these, they're gonna get replaced, like guaranteed. This would have actually been kind of cool to get, though we don't have anything that does dazed. Which is actually kind of unfortunate, because daze would be great. I'm gonna actually restock. This could work. This could work, because this would also, if we max out aggression, give us yet another physical attack bonus off of our crit chance. Which, fun fact, part of the plan here is maximizing our critical hit chance. Is what better way to hit once and hit them right and proper than to hit with the equivalent of like 2 or 3 swings in one swing. This would get us our first level of Beast straight away. But that relies on hitting multiple times for that to matter much. Yeah, unfortunately, he only restocks once. This is the critical chance bonus, though, so just in case we start building that, I'll grab that. Is again, critical hit chance is part of the plan. I don't have every item or anything planned out. I just have goals in mind for certain synergies and such. And basically, I have stats I'm really aiming for and hoping for. And you'll notice I have been upgrading our potion capacity. Like, we default to 5 potions now. So I could push us up to 7 potions, but that'd be a bit silly. I feel like this will be more useful because we'll have a higher madness cap, which has been the one issue I've run into with the Berserker, is too low a madness cap, so he can't reuse some of his madness using skills. So we'll go with that. I might be able to blood axe twice more reasonably that way. Oh, and for those who watch the VODs, there's gonna be an experiment done with this VOD in particular, in that I'm actually going to split the VOD up run by run and see how that works out and how much of a pain in the ass that ends up being. If it's not too much trouble and it actually starts making the YouTube side do better, we'll roll with that going forward for anything that's run-based. This is an important part of the plan as well. Healing for a portion of my health on a critical hit, on top of the... Actually, no, because this is dealing additional damage based on life, which is another part of the plan as well, as getting more life. And I will say, I got a legendary artifact in the last run that I think is why that run went as well as it did, so I don't think this will work as well normally. Because there's a legendary artifact in this game where you gain max health every time you kill an enemy. It's only 5 max health per enemy, but this game's got a lot of enemies in it. And if you get it early, I think I more than doubled my total health pool by the point where I said, okay, enough's enough, I gotta sit up for stream. Like, it was very silly. And I actually tried out Roar toward the end of that run. So we're gonna be grabbing Roar on our way up this time. But I'll be putting it over here. So I remember that it's over there, because that's where I just had it. What Roar does is it makes you hit harder, is the main thing, and it also generates madness constantly. But the important part of it for us is the... What is it, like 15% extra damage straight away? 20% because of the extra point. But if you put a bunch of points into this, you get up towards like 40% extra physical damage. It's the entire duration of Roar, which you can make longer with this bonus right there, so... It gets scary. We'll go ahead and take the strength boost because it'll make all of our skills better instead of just making core skills better. There's an argument to be made for just focusing on like your core skills and then taking the core skill bonuses, but I like using all of my buttons. When I remember to use all of my buttons. But the main key to making this setup go stupid, other than getting that health relic that we're probably not gonna get, is purely, we need to start critically hitting. As soon as we start critting, we've won. Like, when I say I've two-shot a couple of the bosses with the setup we're going for, that's only inaccurate on the basis of I also one-hit, I think, one of the bosses. So, yeah. It's a thing. That's why I'm like, you know, if it holds up, I might pass that information along, because that's a little spooky. Go ahead and make our Roar last longer. Like, right now, you may be thinking I'm crazy based on the current performance. And it's entirely possible it won't actually hold up. And like I said, to a certain degree, I'll actually be happier. We probably want this because this starts building us toward aggression and it gets us fury. And there's a chance for us to boost our attack speed when we swing, which will make up for one of the few weaknesses this setup had. Fury really won't do anything for us is the only thing, because we will not be attacking fast enough for Fury to work. So more than likely this will get replaced, but it's less likely to be replaced than the other two options we had there. For the plan that's in mind. This is not a quality statement of any of those items, because those were all actually decent items. Just not for the plan. And there's an argument to be made for foregoing part of the plan just to make sure we get there. And if I start seeing just nothing but garbage as far as things that relate to the plan goes, I probably will forego portions of the plan just to ensure that we get to the part where the plan works. Because this really didn't start getting stupid until I got to, like, the Abbey, when it was playing just like an hour or so ago. So you'll notice already, we just lumberjacked right through him. We didn't even have to put in effort. Ooh, that's a new weapon. Oh, don't do that to me, game. Oh. Now I'm tempted to pivot into Frantic Whirlwind. Which it is a two-handed weapon, and I think... Doesn't Heavy Blow get a bonus from two-handed weapons? No. This one gets a bonus from one-handed, but this one doesn't get a bonus from two. This is the one that gets a bonus with two-handed. And I think one of the other skills up here does get a bonus from two-handed as well. That's a one-handed bonus. No, there is no other two-handed bonuses. Okay, never mind. I don't know what I'm talking about. This is the one, though, that the weapon we just picked up benefits. Well, we can always play it by ear. If I get bored of doing Turbo Smash setup, we can always pivot using the reset button that the skill point seller has. So it'll work itself out either way. There really won't be too much to worry about. Useless. You have one function, though, and that is taking my garbage. Thank you. Sure. I really need to get in the habit of looking at the artifacts before I purchase the food, but it's fine. This is a really good artifact to have in general, but it doesn't fit into my plan, because well, there are two parts of it that are helpful to the plan, but it doesn't do anything synergy-wise particularly. Though, actually, satiation is one I didn't think about when I was setting this up in my head. Ooh, Pot of Greed, though. Does more than just drawing cards, apparently. Because every 5,000 coins spent gives me 2% physical attack. And as y'all have seen from how I play this, I go ape spending money. Like, I'm just hemorrhaging gold everywhere, constantly. Depends on if this is retroactive or not. If this gives you the bonus based on how much money you spent before picking it up, this could still be really good. Otherwise, we have lost a little bit of it. We would at the very least be losing the cost of it. I think I'll just re-roll this though. There's the other thing I was thinking about grabbing before. This one is tempting. Something I need to remind myself of in this game. Yes, dexterity impacts your critical hit chance. So there's an argument to be made for picking this up to raise our dexterity, because it will also move us closer to getting assassination, and it'll get us talent. Talent was not part of the plan. Then again, assassination wasn't part of the original plan either. This plan may be pivoting already, is what I'm trying to say. We'll just grab both of those. Frenzied Strike is not what I want. And I don't have enough money to buy anything if I reroll it, so we'll just move out. It's worth remembering that legendary artifacts can be very game-changing, so our end results here may be absolutely nowhere near the results I had in that test run that I purposely cut short. So it's very hard to argue with the sheer screen coverage we have on just our basic moves here. Like, my regular attack hits a wide area, and then our mastery is going to be even greater as far as that goes. Another level up. I'm just clearing the enemies that are nearby before I spend my points so I don't get jacked the second I come out of the menu. Okay. So our mastery skill is actually going to be offensive thrust. And I don't think I've shown this one off yet. And boy, is it fun. Especially since we can actually grab follow-up immediately. Now, take note of what that says. You'll slam the ground and deal 300% damage if you hit the button again and right after it stops charging. Now, you might be wondering what it means by charging, and that'll be explained in a moment here once I have a target in front of me. And this attack kind of blew me away a little bit when I used it, because I didn't understand what it was going to do entirely. Now, it's not going to do anything, like, too crazy, but it's fun. Whee! It's a dash attack. And that slash you just saw me do is the follow-up move, which doesn't have to have a target. The legendary toaster might actually be a choice right now. Or I get aggression filled out right now. Ooh, they've actually handed me a choice. Do I take 15% more crit chance plus another 3.5? Or do I take 25% physical damage and a core skill bonus on top of our existing... Yeah, because we have 34% attack speed. So this would be... The thing is that increasing it by the attack speed bonus's percentage, or is it just adding 34? Because if it's adding 34%, that means this has a pretty hefty value to it. If it adds the two values together, that's a lot. If it adds them separately, that's also a lot. It really is a win-win as far as this goes. This is a little more gambly, because this also is kind of a dead artifact unless I get a bunch of legendaries, which I'm not going to be destroying most likely. So I'm going to take the pieces of faith here. Yeah, our physical attack's only 134. I don't feel like that's adding up. Though, can't I drop things? No, I can't. That's only if you swap them. Am I misunderstanding? I might be misunderstanding. It's fine. The end goal is still being achieved so far, so... Oh, there we go. Right, because there was a thing in the patch notes saying that sometimes attack stats don't update immediately. 181 looks a lot more correct. Wham! Like, even our basic attack is nearly one-shotting things in here. This is the kind of power I'm talking about, and this isn't even at heavy scaling for this setup yet. Like, even our jump attacks rip pretty good. And bear in mind, we're not even critically hitting yet. That part of the plan hasn't kicked in yet. Which, to be fair, that part relies on us actually getting the right things to raise our crit chance enough to do that. So that's always going to be a factor as well. And we don't have the sheer pound-for-pound health bonus I had in the other setup. Now, the other funny trick is take note of the fact that you heal for every enemy killed with Ring of Blood. Ring of Blood's kind of going to be our backup plan. If everything goes pear-shaped and I'm in a crowd, Ring of Blood comes out and fixes the problem, both by doing a decent bit of area damage and getting our health back to the top a little bit more. My brain failed words there, in case people are wondering why there was a backpack. No. That could give me assassination. And it gets me nearly the same amount of critical chance that the other one did, and temporarily I can use it to farm more gold. Or I take this mess. But this doesn't help me in terms of my synergies, so we'll take the Thief's Will. And just check, what's our critical hit chance looking like now? So I kind of fell into critical hit chance last time. Hey, we got a 43%. That's not bad, honestly. That's not bad at all. Oh, for it being base rate. He's gonna get away, guys. Oh, what a shame. And he's bitten in half again. Like, look how much damage we did just dashing through him there. And look what Ring of Blood does to him. Look what Ring of Blood did. Remember when that boss was a threat? Pepperidge Farm remembers. We just demolished the boy. Because here's the thing. Ring of Blood is the one thing we have that does work with Fury. 16 strength, you say? That's half of our current strength. Our dexterity is actually a lot higher than our strength right now. So 4 physical attack and 12 attack speed turns into 16 strength. That does turn out to be higher. Because remember, our attack speed factors into our attack right now. That's the only reason that was even a consideration. There's also the stat bonuses on our little two-handed sword here that's worth considering. Because the thing is, neither of these actually super factor into the current plan, aside from I'd lose the dexterity bonus and the 2 physical attack bonuses. But a flat 20 increase might factor out higher. Yeah, because that brings us up to 299 physical attack. And our dexterity went up because it's a 15 dexterity bonus on this weapon as well. So yeah, that's probably the better call then. We lose out on making everything bleed, but we really didn't have that much that worked with bleed on hand immediately anyway. And since we're carrying all of those weapons, we can always pivot at any given moment anyway. And for those wondering why I'm not wielding more than one of my legendary weapons at once, you can only main hand legendary weapons. You can't have, like, the axe and the sword at the same time. I tried. Let me sell these things. I'm gonna hang on to this because we were using that in tandem with the other weapons, so we kind of need to keep something that'll be used in that method. Sure, physical attack up is good. What do we got? Ooh. That's another point towards aggression, and it's a lot of physical attack. And mastery skill damage, which will make the sliding dick punch a lot stronger. That is the mastery skill, right? Yeah. Alright, we'll take the Soul Reaping Scythe then. That's definitely fine. None of these are a skill I'm using, so that makes me sad. How about you try again? 3 point for Roar. Okay. 5% more physical damage while Roar's on, which, either way, didn't even have Roar on, because I forgot to turn it on when we just shredded that boss in seconds, so keep that in mind. If I could set Roar to auto-activate, I would. So I forget to activate it a lot. Now we start demolishing things. Like, you'll notice even without Roar on, because it wore off there, we still one-shot that guy. Even though we're in a new area. Like, once this gets rolling, you just demolish everything you come in contact with. And this is just heavy blow. This isn't even me using the skills right now. The skills are as much a, okay, this thing's actually a problem, it needs to die option at that point. Or a case like that where I need to get rid of multiple guys within a certain range. And just rip, tear, and destroy. We got 2 points to play with. Let's go ahead and grab the healing on Ring of Blood. There was something I did. I think it was involving that, and then the enrage on the charge. Because I also found a trick where I was able to repeatedly offensive thrust. Okay, no, it's just attached to the follow-up. Sometimes it seems like I get to dash twice, which I'm not sure it's supposed to do. Sure, I'll take the dexterity for a change, because that'll raise our crit chance further. Where are we at for that now? 61%. Very good. Oh, hey, he lived. Whack. Punk. Missed it. Now, the biggest flaw that this has is in the air, all I can do is heavy blow. I can't use any of my skills in the air. Which, that's a universal constant in this game anyway. So it's not really a flaw with this setup per se. Aside from a lot of these attacks are slower. So there's only so much I can manipulate that. But all in all, based on the experience I've been having so far, I would say the Berserker's actually easier than the Spellblade. But I feel like the Berserker's less fragile, unless you really go in on the health spending options. And even then, I don't even know if it would be that bad then either, since you have a bunch of give yourself health back options. Wasn't there one of these over here that I wanted? I think it was the critical strike chance while enemies are bleeding, but it doesn't matter right now. There we go. Every time we hit it with heavy blow, critical chance goes up. This way we just keep ensuring that we crit things. It's not bad, but it's not what I need. Actually, none of these really are what I need right now. But actually, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to destroy that. I'm not even going to bother picking it up. And I know that sounds like madness coming from me, where I usually am just putting things in my pocket constantly. But right now, I'm trying to focus a little bit, which is a wild thing for me. Oh, I'm looking forward to the damage that gets dealt to this guy. Since this guy's always such a pain. Your monastery sucks, you suck, and you've turned to beef jerky. Prepare to be sliced. He's dead. Notice how he lost like all of his health to one hit of Blood Axe. This is what I mean about this being stupid. Like, I love how stupid this is. But this is also exactly what I mean when I'm like, you know, maybe this is a bit too much. Gold gain and dexterity, as opposed to critical chance and skill cooldown. They both kind of have their place. I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to get rid of either of those. But I don't really want to carry a bunch of redundant legendaries around either. I'll figure it out. Now, I don't know if what I'm doing is going to hold up to after the points where we've been, because I purposely stopped myself before I got to that point. But with the kind of power we're throwing out so casually right now, I can't help but feel that we will do just fine. That's all you got for me, huh? I mean, this is a good one, but it only stacks up 10 times, so you're only going to gain 100 of each. And it takes 15 enemies instead of every enemy, like the legendary version. Try again, Burkhan. Okay. Okay. Because that puts me 1 point away from having the 50% extra critical damage on all skills, which would actually be disgusting. The attack speed from Fury's okay. Basically what that'll do is every time I use Ring of Blood, I get a stat buff for a bit. The extra physical attack from the Broken Shackles will be quite nice as well. This basically means any follow-up attack I do 9 times out of 10 will demolish harder. Or I reroll again. I'm gonna gamble. That could get my stats rolling harder, and if I max out Beast, the 80% physical damage bonus is gonna be so good. Same with the level 4 bonus, actually. Because that'll mean Blood Axe trucks even harder. So yeah, we'll grab this. That does actually leave me enough money to buy something else, too, so... Roll again. Extra damage for every synergy type you've activated? Ooh. For example, we right now have 5 synergies activated. So that's going to be 25% more damage to everything. And we'll be gaining more attack speed, which will give us more physical attack as well. Now, there is a downside to that. We're going to have to give something up to take that, because our space is full. So actually, ooh. On that note, that might not actually be that good an idea. Because in order to take that, we're actually going to have to lose a synergy at the moment. So, as nice as that sounds, I think I might actually leave that on the table, because we'd also be losing physical attack from pretty much anything we gave up. That's unfortunate, but that's how it be. None of these are skills I use, so we'll try again. These are still nothing I use. There's a roar bonus. Alright, one more time. Sadness. It's fine, we don't need anything. Look at all those dots over there. Now watch them all disappear. Like, thanks to Ring of Blood, we can literally just destroy rooms by existing if it's active. It's so dumb, but I love it. Like, this is the kind of broken stuff that I kind of thrive on, as long as I'm not seeking a challenge at the time that it goes broken nonsense. I mean, I could keep powering Roar up more and more. Let's go ahead and up the critical chance while we're roaring and make us move faster. $7,000 damage to that guy. 7,500, 7,500, 8,300. You think I'm doing enough damage? I'm not sure I'm doing enough damage. This is the kind of setup where I feel like I might have been better off raising the world difficulty so we'd get more out of this. But by the same token, if I did that, it might have gotten snuffed in the cradle before it even got to the point where it's doing this. Because it was dicey at the very, very beginning when we had none of the abilities queued up yet. Which really shouldn't be a shock at all. I don't know why I picked this. Just go ahead and grab money. There we go, our roar is now maxed out, so we get 35% physical damage from that, and now I don't need to put points that way anymore. Or, wait. Did we have more than one skill point? And yeah, I did have more than one skill point, and a roar was still blinking like a... Oh, right, because if I put the one more point here... Right, no, I'm misreading the menus. Hold that thought a second. Never mind. Anyway, back to destroying everything in ways that I have no business doing as much damage to. Whee! This is just stupid how well this is working. Just casually death slide across the room because, you know, why not? Okay, now Roar's maxed out, aside from us putting points into it from purchasing more points. So our cap is 50% more physical damage while it's running. Because, you know, clearly that's a fair and reasonable amount of extra damage. And now when we roar, we get enraged, which will make our skill cooldowns fast. Now you might be beginning to get the idea of why the charge move is important. Not that I even need it, but there are ideas where that all starts to connect. Let's see how fast we destroy this boss. I'll give you a hint, it might be as fast as he kills this man he's about to crush here. Clap. You know, if he doesn't just dodge everything I'm trying to do, die. I was trying to do something funny, and then he didn't let me, so I just slapped him and he exploded. It's fairly useful for our setup, but the critical bonus thing is where a lot of our power is coming from, I think. Because if you remember, or from the start of this run, we have damage bonus based on critical hit chance. Our critical hit chance is currently 120%. So that's why our physical attack is disgusting. It all kind of comes together to make a nightmare of scaling that just makes everything explode. It's kind of horrifying. So, you know, if you ever want to just break the low end of this game over your knee, it really seems like the way to go is the Berserker. No. Try again. This movement speed and attack after dashing. That would get me level 4 beast, but I'd have to trade something. Proted Axe Blade's pretty good for this.
Hello there.
Hey there, Lixie. How goes today? The baby leech could be a thing as well. It would get me hemophilia, but at this point we're not really leaning into bleed. It would get me the other level of beast. Oh, nice. Yeah, I'm doing fine. Allergies be allergying, but, you know, that's gonna be a constant. Attack speed and move speed. See, I'm kind of fishing for as many higher end artifacts as I can get to spawn now. Is kind of the thing, because I need to start getting more effects in the same amount of spaces. Not bad, but not helpful. Of course, when I make the really expensive reroll, and this would have actually been, like, the thing I would have wanted, other than not having the synergy. Oh, sadness. Sadness. Oh, hey, another roar level. Just go ahead and put that in my pocket. I'm gonna hit for their health bar every time I swing my sword. First, we have to go get yet another bonus, and then we can go smash through some more enemies. Give me the shield. We don't even think about the other one ever. Do, 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 do. Da, 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 da. I didn't even see him. I just swung where I knew he was going to be. Buzzsaws. Even the elites die in one hit most of the time. This isn't even using any of my abilities. I'm not even roaring yet. Oh, this is so silly. Let it be known that this is the level of stupid power you can reach right now. Just let that sink in, just how ridiculous that is. And it just gets worse if I roar. If I wanted to just speed run through this, this is probably the way. So we're up to what, 55% now? Yeah. What's this one? Sure, just give me even more madness while I'm roaring. Bloody Berserk doesn't help because we're not using that. And you know, we haven't even finished upgrading Blood Axe yet. It doesn't even do its full potential damage yet. And it was already one-shotting bosses, so just imagine what'll happen when we finish that off. I'm not even really sure if this is a game anymore. Another skill point. Sure, give me more skill points. There we go, one more and then Blood Axe is done. This is... This is absurdity and I'm so here for it. Was that 95,000 that Blood Axe just did? Yeah, it was. I broke it. I think I broke it worse this time than I did before, actually. Which is impressive, all things considered. I don't think we even have a legendary artifact right now. No, the best we have is a singular rare. Everything else is just normal artifacts. Oh, my me. I have done a terrible thing here, apparently. Well, there's maxed out Blood Axe now. Like, don't get me wrong, critical damage in a lot of these types of games tends to be broken to begin with, but this is just silly. Like, this is so silly that I feel like I'm cheating, even though obviously I'm not. And I don't even know what else to do with that information, really. Aside from, I'm probably never using this set of skills ever again after showing this off, is... This isn't even playing the game anymore. It's like, oh hey, guess what? I know how to push a button. Boom, room's dead. I'm gonna push a button again. Boom, screen's gone. You know what? Sure. Whenever I'm healed, my axe will hit harder, too. I don't even know why I'm picking up these items right now. Aside from to make sure future runs function. Max resources up by 10. Core skills. Max life. Could make my core skills hit harder. Let's see how long this boss fight lasts. I'll give you a hint. Not very. Ah, I dodged it. There we go. The only reason he lived is because Blood Axe missed. Is this a better version of this item? 13 strength. Yeah. Yeah, that's better. Now we're over... I didn't even notice we had reached this point. We're at 2,481 physical attack now. Remember where in the last stage we were at like 1,000 something? Somewhere along the way we gained another 1,000 attack. And, I can only say that that's because of all of the scaling buffs we have, and it's... Oh boy. I don't think these were meant to be used at the same time. Well, correction, they might be meant to be used at the same time, but on higher difficulties than on the base difficulty. You what? You gain 20,000 gold. Your level is instantly increased by 3. Sure, why not? Just gain a few thousand more everything. Oh my lord. I don't even know what to do with these points half the time right now. We didn't even level Heavy Blow yet, so sure. There you go. Everything is fine, nothing is broken. I'm just hitting for 5 digits every swing. Sure, make me move faster so I go between kills quicker. No, try again. Just leech again, but no. This does apply the point of assassination. Oh my god, if I keep being able to reset my cooldowns with critical hits. Oh no. Oh no, 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 no. 2 skill points for every legendary artifact to destroy. If I wanted to, I could buy this, and then just use this for two skill points. Be very expensive and very wasteful, but it'd be very funny. Let me take a look at what gives me assassination. This one's the one that's going to be getting traded, like, immediately. Never mind, no questions here. Is we only lose the one level of merchant that I'm not using because you can't use it at 1 level. And we lose 2.5 critical chance. Oh no. That's pretty good. It's pretty good. Not helpful right now. I also gotta love that he tried to sell me the thing I just destroyed immediately afterwards. So, you know, well done on that one. This would have been good earlier, but I'm not that fussed about it now. And rerolls are getting really expensive, so we're just gonna stop rerolling that and start buying more skill points instead, especially when they offer me every skill I'm using. Another Blood Axe level. Another Roar level, another Heavy Blow level. This is getting stupid, and I'm so here for it. Like, just to take stock of what just happened. This gained 2 levels, which really isn't a huge thing. This gained another level, so it's up to 11, where it would normally cap out at 5. This is up to 9, and we haven't even capped it out yet. It does base rate 81,000 damage. And down here, this does 19,000 damage as our basic attack. Like, everything about this is stupid, is what I'm trying to convey. Like, the only way this run doesn't make it is if I just sit here and die at this point, I think. Take note, though, with how high our damage is, there's still things that aren't one-shot by our basic attack. So that's usually when I don't crit, but you know. It's still notable that things do have that much health. That these numbers may not be as absurd as they sound. They're still absurd. But like, notice I'm trading blow for blow with these enemies, and they're still not really even moving our health a significant amount. Because we also have gained a lot of durability over time. It's like our armor is sitting at 462. And that's mostly just gaining armor by proxy doing other things. $22,000. Oh, I still have a skill point left. I thought I only got one. Scroll all the way back down, and I think that will finish the levels for heavy blow off. Oh no, that heavy blow is done already. Okay, very good. Like, I'm really hitting the what do I do with my points stage of things now. It's a good thing money auto collects in this game, or I would be leaving so much money behind. Just flying through like this, ripping and tearing and destroying everything. I am invincible. I'm so gonna get punished for my shenanigans at some point. Like, the game's gonna scale wildly at some point, and I'm just gonna get demolished on sight. Like, somehow I'm just gonna walk in a room and explode. I'm just waiting for it. Now, this is the boss we lost to, I think, last time. So let's see how it goes this time. Yes, yes, you want to try to convince people that what you're saying makes sense. Die. I really can't ever use this build again. This is... oh boy. This is too much. And another Bloodlust axe. Just getting all of the axes. The best part is we're not even using the skill that the weapon we're using benefits the most. Oh, wait, no. We got past him and we died in the burial ground. I remember now. But he was like a hell of a fight, if I remember. We have 3 legendary axes now. And I don't like this one, so we now have 2 legendary axes. Both those are actually not bad, so we'll hang on to those depending on what we want to do. None of this matters. Ooh. So what does strong skills mean? I don't know what that means. Like, there's an obvious meaning to it, but I don't know if the meaning they intend is the obvious meaning. Look at my other assassinate items. It's probably gonna be the Pledge of Dexterity at this point. As nice as the talent bonus has been. That is the only other assassinate item I have, so go ahead and swap that, because that's a 5% critical chance increase as well as a nice potential bonus. And you know, it raises the amount of legendary items I'm throwing around, which is a comedy in and of itself. That is a hell of an item. I'm also not sure why it's prompting the tooltip for incapacitated, considering I don't see it anywhere on this item. Unless it's attached to one of the synergies, which for some reason aren't popping up. I think I broke something. Like, in more ways than I thought, because I can't get the synergy menu to pop up now. Well, it's fine, we don't need it. There we go, go ahead and upgrade our biggest move. And away we go! There's a temptation to just, like, stop worrying about picking up anything and just charge forward and see when the game decides, no, you're not doing that anymore. So I think we will start doing that now. Just no more shopping, just only forward. I mean, he didn't die instantly, so more power to him on that. Well, I might stop off at the shop just to get rid of items. That might be one thing we do. Oh, nope. These things have scaled enough, actually, already that they are a threat. We went from one-shotting a boss to having trouble with the basic enemies. Or... Oh! Oh, no. No, I fucked up. I fucked up. Notice how our physical attack's gone? Swapping out talent actually is what ruined that. Oopsie. I broke my broken thing. Okay, so I need to get something with talent back in here. Okay, that's fine. Now I just have to actually play the game again. Sort of. Which we already knew talent was kind of broken to begin with, based on our Spellblade runs, where talent had massively taken off. So look at how much more durable these guys have gotten. Like, we saw some of these enemies before, and 7,000 hits were killing them before, whereas we're doing a lot more when you count all of the hits together, and they're living through it. This is why I made sure to have all these skill points, though, is invariably I knew I was gonna screw something up and make the broken thing not broken anymore. It's just great that the timing lined up that I was like, oh yeah, we'll just stop picking up items because apparently we're just too good now, and immediately brick wall. Tradition dictates that that's the way that goes. So leveling and getting skill points really doesn't matter as much anymore. Also, let this be a lesson to me. If you get rid of the talent synergy, you lose all of the bonuses from it. It doesn't actually keep the stats you gained while you had it. It retroactively removes them. Which, while it makes sense, is really unfortunate. Like that could definitely be a run killer if you were in a worse position than we are and end up making that mistake. Just means I need to get stronger. Yeah, because we went from being in the thousands for physical attack back down into the hundreds. So if we can't resolve this before the boss fight, we're actually probably in trouble. Which is a really funny turnaround, all things considered. But really, at the moment, all this means is I have to actually push more than one button. What a shame, I know, having to push multiple buttons on your controller. I didn't sign up to do that. I signed up to push button and win. Now I gotta dodge and stuff again. Oh, what a world, what a world. Look at this, I'm just dashing around though, because Enrage just keeps making the cooldown basically reset over and over again. Of course you spawned more dudes up there, why wouldn't you? This is also why it's important to have a lot of potions. Because once you have to actually start mixing it up with these guys, they really can chew you to bits pretty easily. This is why me breaking things was mostly a joking problem rather than and oh my god, this might actually be a balance thing they may need to fix. There's still 10 more enemies on this map. Good lord. There we go, that's offensive thrust. Almost maxed out. I keep thinking that it's maxed, and then I realize how many points I gained for it, and I'm like, no, it isn't maxed out yet. It's nowhere near. It doesn't help that I'm mixing this run up with the test run from before the stream started. Which was also time extended a bunch because I was cooking while I was doing the test run. So that was a whole thing as well. Also, yes, he did just defy gravity trying to run from me. And that's something they may want to look at. The fact that the hands from those guys can be hidden behind the foreground there. It's a small thing, but it could get somebody killed and lead to questions about how they died. You don't really want people asking those questions. Anything with talent attached to it? Nope. Oh, and we did lose the assassination bonus too, apparently. Or did we never reach Assassination 5? I think we didn't reach Assassination 5. I'm gonna be real, there was definitely a part of this where I lost track of all of that. I don't think there's a spot I could fit the pot in. Then again, I could lose one level of beast because we're not using the 4th level, and at the rate this is going, we might not get it. We'd have to start making other trades. We'd lose 15% physical attack, which really isn't that big a deal. The other option is getting rid of this, which we don't need that level of aggression, and we don't need that level of fury either. So probably getting rid of the Shadow Blade fragments, the more valuable decision there. Now, assuming we get the bonus retroactively, we should have gained a decent amount of attack. We'll find out when we scroll to the next screen. Nope, it's still 318, so we didn't get a lot from it yet. So I don't think it is retroactive. It probably just did its 25% and then only 2%. Which it kind of works out okay right now, because the amount of money we have will allow us to spend the money to do that, but we have to fight this thing, which is what killed us last time when we had our best run, and it's probably going to kill me again because I shot myself in the foot. Especially when he just straight up stuns my ass immediately like that. Yeah, I might have to just engage cheese mode a bit here. Ow. Never mind. You win. I said timeout. You win. Wow, he's got a lot of backswing on that, huh? Whew. Okay, yeah, so talent's important, as it turns out. The second you lose that talent bonus, that entire setup collapsed like a house of cards. So it's not as broken as